Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I'm liking on Prizepicks for the Week 8 NFL slate. Now in this video, we're going to cover the full Sunday slate, so all the games on Sunday. I've got 3 player props I'm liking from all the games, and we're going to take a look at these plays. We're going to share why I like them. Now, before we do get started guys, make sure to hit that like button down below if you enjoy these Prizepicks videos. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, and if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, make sure that you go sign up. Use that promo code NOAH. When you sign up for Prizepicks, you'll get $50 worth of free lineups just for signing up and using code NOAH. And you'll get those free lineups once you play your first $5 lineup. So you put in $5, play a $5 lineup, win, lose, doesn't matter. Prizepicks, they're going to give you $50 worth of free lineups, and then you can use those free lineups to hopefully win some money, start to build up your bankroll over on Prizepicks. So definitely check them out, guys. Use that code NOAH if you don't have an account over there. And then also, we are partnered with Sleeper, so I do want to give a quick shout out to Sleeper. If you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can download the Sleeper app, use promo code NOAH. You'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. You'll also get a free $20 entry. New promo that Sleeper is doing for all new users. They're going to give you a free $20 entry just for signing up and making an account and using code NOAH. And you don't have to put any money in. You don't have to make a deposit to get that free entry. It's automatically going to be in your account once you make an account on Sleeper. So this is definitely a reason for you to try out the Sleeper app. Give them a try. You don't even have to put any money in. If you don't like the app, if you don't win any money off that free entry, you can delete the app and never use it again. But I'm a big fan of the Sleeper app. I like what they're doing with their product. I think their app is very easy to use. It's a great user face, easy to navigate through. And I've had success on Sleeper. I know some of you guys that have made accounts on Sleeper and have started playing over there have enjoyed the app as well. So if you're one of those people that don't have an account over on Sleeper yet, give them a try. Download their app, and again, use that code NOAH so you get that deposit bonus, and you also get that free $20 entry. But before we do talk through our Prizepicks plays for today, guys, for the Week 8 NFL slate, I do want to recap our plays from our video last week. So we gave out 3 picks for the Week 7 NFL slate. It was a really bad week last week, sadly. Went 0-3. Missed on Jordan Whittington over 5 targets in that London game. He had 4 targets. It was a game where the Rams had a huge lead. They really weren't throwing the ball much at all in the second half. And I think Whittington had he had 4 targets for the game, and I think 3 of his 4 targets literally came all in one drive. He had 3 targets in a row, and then never got targeted again until late in the game. Got 1 target late in the game, but that play missed. We missed on Breece Hall's over fantasy score. Liked that spot a lot last week for Breece Hall going up against the Panthers, but the Jets offense was just really inefficient. They couldn't do anything, couldn't move the ball down the field, couldn't even get in scoring position really. Breece didn't have a great game, was not effective with the touches that he got. And then we took Michael Carter over fantasy score 8.5. That was another play that I really liked. Felt like Carter and Bam Knight were going to basically split the workload last week 50-50 without Amari DiMercado. But it actually turned out that Bam Knight was the guy that got a lot of the touches last week. Carter didn't really get many touches. He did get some usage in the passing game, but wound up finishing with 6 fantasy points. Obviously, didn't go over his projection. So it was a bad week last week for us, but let's try and get back out of here, guys, and make some money on this Week 8 slate. So talking through the props that I'm liking this week, first prop that we're going to take a look at is going to be a fantasy score, and the fantasy score prop that I'm liking is Saquon Barkley for more than 16 fantasy score. Now, Saquon has not had a great season for his standards, I should say. So far this season, I think he's gone over this line, and I believe 4 games this year. Yeah, 4 out of 7 games he's gone over this line. So he hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been the elite running back that we saw him be last year. I mean, last year he was breaking records. He was one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the NFL last year. This year, it's been a little bit more of a struggle for Saquon. You can see he's had some bad games back-to-back against Minnesota, against the Giants. But the usage and the volume is still really good. Now, we did see Saquon's touches go down in that game against Minnesota. He only got, or not the Minnesota game, but the Denver game. The game against Denver, he still went over this fantasy score line because he had 3 catches for 58 yards and a receiving touchdown. But he only got 9 touches in that game, which was really weird. But then against the Giants, he did get 14 touches. Against Minnesota last week, he got 19 touches. The volume is really good for Saquon. He just hasn't been as efficient this season, but this is a running back that has historically been very efficient, very effective with the touches that he gets. And now he gets a matchup against a Giants team that has been pretty bad against the run this year. They're giving up over 5 yards per carry to opposing running backs. I know Saquon did face the Giants a couple weeks ago, was not very good, but this is a new game, new day, and it's a spot where the Eagles are at home. They're favored by 7.5, so this is one of those game scripts that sets up really well for Saquon. Saquon tends to thrive in games where the Eagles are playing with the lead and they can just feed the ball to Saquon, kill the clock, because that's what the Eagles like to do. They're a run-first team. They're a team that wants to run the ball a ton. Obviously, there's worry that Saquon loses out on touchdowns. If the Eagles get to the one, get down to the goal line, they're going to do the tush push, but Saquon can still get there. He can break off long runs. He can catch passes. Like, he just has so many ways where he can rack up fantasy points. He doesn't have to go out there and get 2 touchdowns, or even a touchdown. Like, he could still get 16 fantasy points without scoring a touchdown because he could run for 100 yards. He could catch some passes. He just had a really good role this year. He's playing a ton of snaps. Like, every week, Saquon's playing like 80% of the snaps. They're really not using their other running backs. I mean, Will Shipley's barely playing. I want to say, like, Tank Bigsby, they only been using him in special teams. A.J. Dillon is barely playing. Like, they're just feeding the ball to Saquon. It's a great game script. It's a good matchup. I think this is a good bounce back spot for Saquon. I know he's had some down games the last few weeks, but I do like this is a spot where they could really lean on Saquon. And the Eagles are going to be without A.J. Brown this week. So without A.J. Brown, we know the Eagles want to run the ball. I mean, this is a spot where they're probably going to be forced to run it even more, missing their top wide receiver. So that's the first play I like for Sunday. And then the next play that I like is a targets prop. So we're going to look at a targets prop on Darnell Mooney. I like Darnell Mooney for more than 4.5 targets. So Darnell Mooney has not played a ton of games this year. He's only played in 4 games. He's been injured for some of the season. In the 4 games he's played in, he's gone over this line in 2 out of 4 games. One of the games where he went under by the hook. He had 4 targets. And then the other game he went under against Washington, he only had 1 target. The reason I like this prop this week is that we're going to see Kirk Cousins start at quarterback for the Falcons. Michael Penix is dealing with an injury. It's already been confirmed that Penix is expected to miss this game and that Cousins is expected to start. And when Cousins has been under quarterback, he has targeted Darnell Mooney pretty heavily. So Darnell Mooney played, I believe, 10 or 11 games with Kirk Cousins at quarterback. In those games, he averaged 6.8 targets per game. He averaged nearly 7 targets per game with Kirk Cousins at quarterback. If you look at the games he's played with Michael Penix, it's been about like a 6-game sample he's played with Michael Penix. The games with Michael Penix, he's only averaging 5.3 targets per game. So he's nearly averaging, Mooney that is, he's nearly averaging 2 targets per game more with Kirk Cousins. Cousins is just, he's more of a pocket passer, Obviously, that's kind of the same thing with Penix. Penix is more a pocket passer, but Cousins, he's a guy that kind of will spread the ball around. He doesn't lock in typically on one receiver, whereas Penix has been really locking in on, just 2 or 3 guys, mainly Drake London. Drake London's had a really big target share in the games that he's played with Michael Penix. Mooney's had some good numbers with Kirk Cousins. He's been a guy that Cousins has definitely looked to target, and I think the matchup here is really good against the Dolphins. The Dolphins have been one of the worst defenses in the NFL this year. They've been really bad against the run, but they've still been pretty bad against the pass as well. They're giving up the highest completion percentage in the league. So this is a spot where the Falcons offense should be very efficient moving the ball through the air. This is a spot where the Falcons, I think, can put up a lot of points at home in the dome, where there's no weather concerns or anything like that. And Mooney, I want to say Mooney, since he's been with the Falcons, his numbers have been really good at home. And it makes sense. A lot of these guys, that play in domes, they typically do better at home, because it's just more comfortable playing in a dome than it is, on the road in a cold or rainy or wet environment, wherever it may be. But yeah, I do like Darnell Mooney for more than 4.5 targets this week. I think with Kirk Cousins at quarterback, that's a big boost for Darnell Mooney. And this is a player that has historically been able to earn targets when he's been on the field, and he's been pretty good since he's been with the Falcons. He's been a good target earner. I know Drake London is still the number 1 target in this offense, but Mooney's a guy that can definitely earn targets, and especially with Cousins at quarterback, should be easier for him to get targeted because Cousins has really leaned on Mooney historically. So I do like that as our second play for Sunday. And then the last play that we're going to take a look at is going to be on Alvin Kamara. And I like Alvin Kamara for more than 3.5 receptions. So Kamara this year has been kind of a big disappointment. He's not been as effective. He's been really, really inefficient on the ground. I think this year, I want to say he's only averaging it's been pretty bad. I think he's averaging 3 yards per carry this season. It might honestly be worse than that. I'm going to take a look at that real quick. So this season, Alvin Kamara's, he's averaging 3.6 yards per carry. He's been really, really ineffective as a runner, but he's still a really good pass catcher. We know Kamara historically has been one of the best pass catching running backs in the league. This season, in the games he's played in, it looks like he's played in 6 games this year. No, 7 games. So in the 7 games he's played in, I mean, he's got 25 receptions, so he's averaging a little bit over 3 receptions per game on 29 targets. This is a player that has historically averaged like 4 to 5 receptions per game. Hasn't been as involved in the passing game this year, but still getting good volume as a pass catcher. And this is a week where I think we're going to see Alvin Kamara play a lot of snaps because Keandre Miller got put on the IR, which you wouldn't think that really matters. You know, a backup running back going on the IR. But Keandre Miller has played a decent amount this season. The Saints have used him a decent amount. You look at, like, last week was the game that Miller got injured in. He only played 2 snaps. But, like, the week before that, 22 snaps, 26 snaps, 21 snaps. Like, he's playing, 30 to 40% of the snaps most weeks. Now you take out Keandre Miller. That leaves Devin Neal as the backup running back, a rookie out of Kansas. I don't know how much they really want to play Devin Neal. He doesn't have a ton of experience. He's only played 14 snaps all season. And last week, after Keandre Miller got injured, Devin Neal only played 7 snaps. Alvin Kamara went on to play 84% of the snaps last week. So Kamara was, hey, he had good usage last week. He was on the field for a ton of the snaps. He just didn't really get a ton of volume. But this is a spot where I think we can definitely see Kamara play 70 to 80% of the snaps again. It's a home matchup against Tampa Bay. Kamara has historically had really good splits at home. And Tampa Bay has been much more beatable through the air this year, especially pass-catching running backs have had a lot of success against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is top 5 in receptions allowed to running backs this season. So if we're going to get Kamara just on the field more this week, that's probably going to mean more opportunity for him to catch passes, more opportunity for him to get targeted. And again, this is a player that has historically been a good pass-catching running back in his career. It's a great matchup for a pass-catching running back. I think there's a lot of boxes that we can check for Alvin Kamara this week, like him to have more than 3.5 receptions. So this is what we're going to roll with, guys, is our 3 props for the Sunday NFL slate, taking Saquon Barkley for more than 16 fantasy score, taking Darnell Mooney for more than 4.5 targets, and taking Alvin Kamara for more than 3.5 receptions. So we got 3 plays here. Let's see if we can bounce back this week, go 3-0. I know last week was a disappointment, but I'm feeling good about these plays. Again, hopefully we can go 3-0 this week and make some money on this Week 8 slate. But good luck, guys, as always. Appreciate you watching these Prizepicks videos. Appreciate your support. Make sure that you guys hit that like button down below if you enjoy these videos. Hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, make sure that you go sign up. Use that promo code NOAH. Again, when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code, play $5, you're going to get $50 worth of free lineups just for signing up and using code NOAH. Check them out if you have not yet. But good luck this week, guys. Let's win some money this week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.